high school football under those Friday lights. Corona, Riverside, Redlands in the frame. You Kuiper, Murrieta, they all bring the game. From first whistle to the final score, every big play keeps you coming back for more. The stands are packed, the pride runs deep. Inland Empire never misses sleep. Wednesday night, 7:05, you know the whole town comes alive. Every drive, every tackle, every cheer, Pep got the hottest seat in here. The Inland Sports Show, the Inland Sports Show, number one, no doubt, let it show. The Inland Sports Show, the Inland Sports Show, Pep Fernandez runs the show. Riverside brings heat, Redlands grinding every fourth down beat. Kuiper makes a stand, Murrieta stays tall. One region, one heartbeat, we love it all. He breaks it down plain, he calls it true. Every team gets a spotlight view. If you want the pulse of the inland scene, Pep's got the place where the story's seen. Wednesday night, 7:05, you know the whole town comes alive. Every drive, every tackle, every cheer, Pep got the hottest seat in here. The Inland Sports Show, number one, no doubt, let it show. The Inland Sports Show, the Inland Sports Show, Pep Fernandez runs the show. Pep Fernandez runs the show. From the valley to the hills, every rival, every thrill. Hear the name and you already know. Pep Fernandez steals the show. Steals the show. Steals the show. Steals the show. Pep Fernandez runs the show. The Inland Sports Show. The Inland Sports Show.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. Thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday night, breaking down what's going on sports-wise here in the Inland Empire, at least in the Inland Sports Show coverage area. The summer, yes, it is a slower time as we kind of build up towards the high school football season, but there's still plenty to talk about. Coming up in this show, we're going to hear from Jaelan Phillips from Redlands, East Valley, just signed a huge new contract with the Carolina Panthers and became a father, so we'll talk about that. We got Redlands East Valley head football coach Kristian King. We're going to hear from University of Redlands softball coach Jose Ortega, talk about his softball journey. He was a baseball guy at RCC. He coached local softball, RCC, UC Riverside, made his way to the U of R. He's been there for 8 seasons, and it culminated with a Division III national championship. So we'll check in with Coach Ortega. We got Tacey Duncan from Arlington High School. We'll talk about the new Hall of Fame class for the Lions. We'll talk a little World Cup as well. So a lot of high school football, softball, all kinds of stuff coming up on this show. Before we go any further, if you're watching us live right now or even on demand after the fact, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. If you are down with the IE, you love local sports, you like the positive sports stories, we're the place to be. So make sure you follow along here on the show and then also on social media as well. That's Inland Sports Show. All right, we got to start the show with a huge shout out because for the 3rd straight year, we've had a local guy go in the first round of the NBA draft. That would be the great Brayden Burries, the former Riverside Poly star. Remember, he's played his freshman year for Poly. He was a stud, too. Sat out his sophomore year, played his junior and senior seasons at Roosevelt, won a state championship. After 1 year at the University of Arizona, Burries went into the draft, and he was selected number 10 overall by the Milwaukee Bucks. So kind of interesting timing here. You know, the Bucks trade Giannis to the Miami Heat. They go out and draft Brayden Burries. Maybe Burries will be that superstar, right? The face of the franchise for the next 10-plus years for Milwaukee if it all works out. So Brayden Burries, congratulations to him going number 10 overall in the first round to the Milwaukee Bucks, man. Pretty awesome. Again, had a great high school career, CIF state title at Roosevelt. He's a San Bernardino native. His dad played locally, coached locally, his mom too. His uncle Ernie's the head football coach at Pacific right now. So, but his dad Bobby was a stud basketball player too. So awesome for the Burries family. Very excited that he's going to Milwaukee. I think that's a great situation for him to go into, as opposed to, I don't know, let's say my Sacramento Kings. I love my Kings, but they are terrible. Milwaukee, I think, is a good situation. So, anyways, all right, let's talk some football right now. Before we get to some football, we do want to remind everyone the high school football season is around the corner. If you're a coach or a player out there, you already know that, man. We are getting dangerously close to the start of the 2026 season. So with that said, you know, this is a great time if you're a local business or an organization and you would like to help us here on the Inland Sports Show share these positive sports stories in the Inland Sports Show coverage area of our great local teams and coaches and athletes. All you got to do is send us an email, inlandsportshow@gmail.com, or you can find us on social media. Send us a quick message there. Say, hey, I want to help you guys. I want to promote local sports. I want to share some positivity here in our community. Just let us know. We would love to hear from you. Businesses, organizations, whatever. We'll listen to everybody, so we appreciate it. And we didn't do this last year, but we're thinking of bringing it back if we can find a sponsor for it. So if there's someone out there that would like to support our weekly Inland Sports All-Stars, we pick 3 or 4 or 5 high school football players each and every week. We highlight them for what they did, and maybe they passed for 300 yards and scored 5 touchdowns or whatever the case may be. We'll pick some week by week, so every single week, weekly All-Stars for Inland Sports. We did this for several years, did not do it last year, but again, thinking of bringing it back if there is some interest out there. So let us know. If you are wanting to be part of our high school football coverage, let us know, and we'll talk. We'll work something out. All right, speaking of football, let's get right into it now. We just had the privilege of having Jaelan Phillips back in his hometown of Redlands. Let's take you out to Redlands East Valley High School. It is camp season, and Jaelan Phillips is back for his annual youth football camp at Rev. Huge turnout again. The early session was for the younger kids. The afternoon session, more of the older kids, maybe getting ready to go into high school soon. But it was awesome to see Jaelan back here, man. He just signed a huge new contract with the Carolina Panthers. He recently became a father, so he's got a lot going on in his own world, but he still made time to come back to his hometown and give back at Redlands East Valley High School with the youth camp. The kids had a great time, man. They learned some stuff, too. I mean, they do learn some football, but they had a lot of fun as well. So let's hear from Jaelan Phillips on why he does this youth football camp year after year, why it's important to him. Also about signing with Carolina. That they were a playoff team from last year. Remember, he finished the year with the Eagles last year, but now he's going to Carolina. And talk about being a dad, right? Being a dad for the very first time. So life is changing for Jaelan, man, but it's all good. Here is Jaelan Phillips on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.
Oh man, it's just so important for me, brother. It's it's a tradition now at this point, man. Fourth annual Jaelan Phillips football camp, man, and it's just so important for me to give back to the community, man. Just get the kids out here, get a little competitive, nature, breeding the confidence in them and just encouraging them to work hard and it's just nostalgic, man. This is where I came from, man. I'm gonna keep doing it for as long as I can. Man, I mean, I had some good guidance when I was 14, man, from my coaches, my parents, and everything. And so, if anything, I would just instill in the kids the same things that, were instilled in me. It's hard work, humility, have your faith in God, have good grades, trust your coaches, be a good person. And ultimately, I didn't start, really experiencing the resiliency part until kind of later on in my life. But, a lot of kids, even that age, start to get injured or whatever the case is. So, that's the one thing I would really say is just, keep working hard. And no matter what happens, just keep your head up and keep fighting.
Now you're a dad now, right?
Yes, indeed.
So does your outlook on life seem a little bit different now that you're responsible for another human being out there having a kid?
Yeah, a little bit, man. But I've always been getting after it. I'm gonna still get after it, man. So it's just a blessing at the end of the day. It's definitely showed me, about being present and just where my priorities are at. But man, I've always been motivated, and I'm still motivated. So.
And finally, Jaelan, man, new team, man, Carolina.
Yeah.
That was a playoff team last year. So
I know.
You decided to join those guys?
I'm super excited. Yeah, it's gonna be great, man. We've already, built some camaraderie and being around the guys, working out with them. I'm excited to see what happens. We definitely got a good squad, and it's a really great place for me to be.
And where do you see yourself fitting in? I mean, the DN, outside linebacker, or maybe a little bit of everything?
Yeah, I mean, I play edge. That kind of entails both. Some 4-down stuff, some 3-down stuff. So I just do whatever they need me to do.
Inland Sports.
All right, so that was the great Jaelan Phillips. Also, when we were out there at the Redlands East Valley High School youth football camp with Jaelan Phillips, we ran into Wildcats head coach Kristian King. And remember, last year was a big bounce-back season for Redlands East Valley. Finished in third place in a very tough Citrus Belt League. Made the playoffs for the first time in a long time in year number 1 with Coach King as the head coach of the Wildcats. So we talked to Coach King about building off the success right from last year and the expectations now going into year number 2 out there at Redlands East Valley.
Inland Sports.
The mentality, the mindset of now being not the underdog every single game. It takes something a little bit different. Our kids are getting used to it, and I'm excited for their opportunity, to really showcase their skills and showcase that it wasn't just our senior class last year that helped us. It's a program thing, it's a culture thing, and establishing back what Rev used to be. Yeah, year 2 feels a lot less stressful than year 1 for sure, but the thing about year 2 is now the expectations set, and now we're trying to exceed expectations. We did what we did last year. We were happy with what we accomplished, but we're not satisfied. I think it's really just our work ethic. That's the thing, is really understanding what we're supposed to do, what the standard is, the expectation. So the goal is still win 3 CBL games and get into the playoffs, but now let's go win a playoff game and do something that Rev hasn't done in quite some time. Our O-line we returned 3 of our 5 starters, and they're our backbone right now. They're working hard in the weight room, the leaders, the captains, all those different types of things, so we're going to lean on them heavy this year.
Inland Sports.
All right, good stuff there from Coach King out there at Rev. All right, one more thing here in the first segment of the Inland Sports Show. We do want to mix in some World Cup. Every weekday on KCAL and COLA, FM, I am doing World Cup recap. So if you're down with the World Cup and you're driving around listening to some rock music or some pop, depending if you're a KCAL 96.7 FM fan or a Cola 99.9 FM fan, you will hear some World Cup recaps every weekday, not weekends, just weekdays at 9 a.m. and 4 p.m., at least in those hours. So at least the one running today, earlier today on Wednesday, here's what it sounded like. The World Cup recap on KCAL and Cola.
Let's kick it. It's your World Cup recap. I'm Pep Fernandez from the Inland Sports Show. The great Cristiano Ronaldo paced Portugal with 2 goals as they blanked Uzbekistan 5-0 on Tuesday. Ronaldo becomes the first player to score in 6 different World Cups, with his first coming 20 years ago in 2006. Colombia punched its ticket to the knockout round with a 1-0 win versus Congo. Croatia also pulled off a 1-0 victory as they edged Panama. Plus, England and Ghana played to a 0-0 draw as both teams remain in good position to advance out of the group. On Wednesday night, Mexico will look to improve to 3-0 when they take on Czechia in La Ciudad, Mexico City. I'm Pep Fernandez with your World Cup recap.
All right, there it is. KCAL and Cola, your World Cup recap. I'll be doing that every single weekday throughout the tournament. And don't forget, USA plays tomorrow against Turkey to round out the group stage play. They've already advanced to the round of 32. They're going to the knockout round, Team USA, but they will play one more group stage game against Turkey on Thursday. So I'll talk about that on Friday on the World Cup recap on KCAL and Cola FM. All right, we're going to take our first commercial break here of the evening here on the Inland Sports Show. Let's see, when we come back, we're going to hear from University of Redlands softball coach Jose Ortega. Of course, the Bulldogs, your D3 national champions. And then a little bit later in the show, we got Dr. Tacey Duncan from Arlington High School talking about the Hall of Fame. It's unbelievable how many big names, coaches and athletes have come through Arlington High School. So we'll talk about that as well when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show right after this.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands with Dr. Marcus Paulson. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist that you can trust. And Chick-fil-A in Yucaipa, right off the 10 freeway at Yucaipa Boulevard. Eat more chicken.
Hey guys, this is Jason at Ken Sporting Goods. We're almost to 1,000 Instagram followers. Tell your friends, like us, come down and see us. Thank you so much for your loyalty.
The Inland Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun.
right, we are back here on the Inland Sports Show. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you tuning in each and every week on Wednesday nights. First pitch, kickoff, first whistle, whatever you want to call it, 7:05 p.m. So we appreciate you tuning in. Now, one of the biggest sports stories of the spring, of course, was the University of Redlands softball team bringing home a Division III national championship. And we're about to hear from head coach Jose Ortega. And I told Coach, man, I was watching them from afar. Every time I'd check their scores, see what they were up to, especially in the postseason run from regional to regional, it just seemed inevitable that they were going to win the national title. They could not be stopped. They had a historic season, a season for the ages, and Coach Ortega has a great story as well. Rubidoux guy, played baseball at RCC, played professional baseball, came back to Riverside, coached at RCC, assistant at UC Riverside. Got over to the University of Redlands, and in 8 seasons made them a national champion. They were really good last year, too. They got the job done this year. Here is Coach Ortega from the U of R on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. He is the head coach of the University of Redlands softball team, your NCAA Division III national champions, Jose Ortega. And Coach, I know we're a couple weeks out now, but just the sound of that, does it still sound pretty good? National champions for the U of R.
Yeah, it actually sounds like we're about to start kind of feeling it, because as soon as we got back, we had a great welcome back party. But as a coaching staff, unfortunately, we had to collect all the gear on Friday. We got back on a Thursday. We collected gear on Friday. And then all of our players pretty much scattered on Saturday. The coaching staff had recruiting, and then we had camps. And now we just got done with our exit meetings with all of our players. And now I feel like, okay, hey, we're national champs. We can kind of talk about it and celebrate it a little bit, which has been obviously a great run, and we're excited to talk for sure.
Man, that dang national championship got in the way of getting ready for next year. It sounds
right. I think as a coaching staff, we obviously loved being at the World Series here the last couple of years. But then, things kind of snuck up, especially the year before. We went to the World Series, and then we were on the plane back, and we're like, hey, that big recruiting event is this weekend. Hey, we got camps in a couple days. So we were a little better prepared for it this year. I like to just move on and go to the next thing. But this thing we're going to talk about quite a bit, and obviously celebrate it a little bit in the fall once we get back on campus and we've got people on campus and stuff like that.
So, Coach, please correct me if I'm wrong, but you took over the program, 8 years ago? Is that 8 seasons
ago? So it's been my 8th season.
Okay.
I took over in the fall of 2018. So 2019 was my first season. Had a great group of young ladies there. 2020, obviously, with COVID hitting, we were actually off to a very good start, with our season there. And then we've won 21 and on our conference championship, and have represented our conference, I think, 5 of the last 6 years in the NCAA tournament.
So do you feel like, since you took over the program, it was building to this point? Like you said, last year was even a great year, by any standard. But this year, to get it done, do you feel like each step or each season was like another step to get closer to that ultimate goal?
Yeah, I think obviously that's how it worked out. It wasn't necessarily a plan. We show up and we go to work. And we talk about how, whatever happens. Last year was actually the first year that we put a goal on it. And the goal was just to win a regional. And the University of Redlands softball history, we had never gotten out of that first round. There were some historic great teams in the past, but we would just run into some things and wouldn't get out of that regional. So our goal was actually to get out of the regional. And then I think that allowed us to go and just be free in the super regional. And we did very well there and got to the World Series. And last year when we went to the World Series, we were shell shocked once we got there. We ran into Trine, who obviously ended up winning it. They beat us up pretty good, and then our nemesis has been Linfield up in the Northwest in Oregon, and then they beat us up there as well. So getting a win off of Linfield just to open up the World Series this year was an awesome, obviously, for our program, and then getting Trine there at the end was amazing as well.
Coach, following you guys from afar, and I know there's like several stages, several rounds in the postseason to get to the World Series and get to that championship series at the World Series. Man, I just felt like every time I was looking at your box score, I was like, of course the U of R scored some early runs and grabbed the early lead. Or if I looked at the score early and you guys were down by a couple, I'd check 30 minutes later and you guys had the lead. I'm like, of course they came back and took the lead. I just felt like it was inevitable. I don't know how you felt. I mean, you were probably stressed out in the dugout, but I just felt like score early, score late, come back, blow them out, mercy them.
Yeah.
Like, I just felt like it was inevitable. You guys were going to find a way. How did you feel about it?
After looking back at it, it did seem that way. Like it was going to happen. The year before in 2025, again, we got to the World Series. I think this team, we felt a little bit of pressure in the Super Regional. It's a 3-game series. We actually lost the first game to Texas Lutheran, and we had to come back and beat them twice on the Friday or the Saturday, whichever day it was. And I think we felt a little bit more pressure there. And I think once we got back to the World Series, which I think ultimately was just a goal for our team and for the seniors that we had, let's just go back to the World Series and just see what happens. Once we got to the World Series, they were just free. They were loose. Like before games, we'd show up 2.5, 3 hours before game times, and they're doing TikToks and doing their glitter makeup and just having a blast and just enjoying each other's company, which I think ultimately was the reason why we ended up going on the run, was because our players just wanted to be together for a few more games. And obviously we ended up playing the last game and fortunate enough to win it. But the camaraderie, the team chemistry, the culture, however you want to call it, I think was at an all-time high. And our players just wanted to play for each other and play for the seniors, for them to go out with an amazing year.
Coach, my next question, this is, I guess, a good segue too, is I was going to ask you, what you felt like was the secret ingredient, for this championship run. I don't know if it's the girls just staying loose. I mean, they were just enjoying the moment and staying loose and trying to have fun and, enjoy every single game and then the extra time together as a team. I mean, I don't know if that's the answer, but what do you feel like was that secret ingredient during this postseason run?
Yeah, I think ultimately it was. It's just we had great leadership, and even we had 9 seniors graduate this year, and even within that group, not all of them were part of our leadership group, but there were some built-in leaders just in that senior class that whether it was, hey, you need to make sure you do this and that, or just another big sister to kind of put their arm around them and lead them in a way that way. It was special to see. I've said this a couple times, but we got out of their way. Sometimes before games we talk for like 2 minutes maybe before we stretch as a group, and I really don't address them as a group anytime after that. There was a time in one of the games versus Trine where I was, we were down and I was going to get up and go talk to him. And then I see one of our Janae Scott, our center fielder, just taking charge of that group with Caitlin Gondara and saying, hey, we're going to take a senior and we're going to play for them. And you're going to take a senior and you're going to play for them. And I was listening in and I was just like, man, what am I going to say right now? There's nothing I can say. So I just stepped back and I let him go. And I went to my third base box and did what I needed to do there. But it was honestly just getting out of the way, letting them enjoy the moment. And again, just be free and play.
Well, Coach, you mentioned some of your stud seniors. Now, I live in Redlands. I go up Colton Avenue. I know when it's graduation season around the U of R because it's nuts around there. So I'm just curious, like the seniors on your team, had they already graduated so they could just like focus on, softball and trying to win a championship?
Yeah, it's softball camp. That's all. That's all it is. So, our players, we're done with school in the third week of April, and we graduated that next weekend. We actually had a Thursday game, Friday graduation, Saturday doubleheader, and then we still had, I think, one weekend of regular season, the conference tournament, regional, super regionals, and the World Series. So ultimately, we got to be together for 7 weeks outside of school. So, sometimes that's a little scary because they have a lot of downtime and this and that. But this group was awesome. They're amazing. And that's what they call it. They call it, hey, it's softball camp time. Let's do it. Let's just play. And they have breakfast together. They'll lift together. We'll go to practice and then have dinner. And they're all pretty much together the whole time. And they loved it.
Coach, I know you're a Rubidoux guy, but what's kind of your baseball, softball background?
Yeah, so my story is I went to Riverside City College for 2 years. I got to play for an amazing, legendary coach there in Dennis Rogers. Still keeps in touch. Actually sent me a gift after winning the World Series or the national championship. So that's awesome. I transferred over to University of San Diego. I played 2 years there. I was very fortunate enough to go play baseball professionally for a couple years. I was never this big prospect or, big signing bonus guy. After the draft, I got a phone call. Hey, we needed a guy over here in Burlington, North Carolina with the Indians organization. So I said, sign me up. They threw a couple bucks at me and a plane ticket. So I went there, was there for a couple years. I was all set to go back and I was actually, my last year, I was like a player coach, more of a coach than a player. I think I got like 3 at-bats that summer. And Michelle Dodonna, the softball coach at Riverside City College, roped me into softball. She asked me if I wanted to coach softball. I said no. It's not what I want to do. I was all set to go back to spring training with the Indians. And she said, I'll pay you this. I'll get you a class to teach. And I said, okay, I'll do it for the fall. And then, there was a group of young ladies there who were just amazing. And they're just, coaching a young female athlete is such an awesome experience because they're just ready to learn and eat up everything that you throw at them. And it was an easy transition, and I enjoyed it. And I actually coached at Riverside City College for 8 years. I ended up getting the assistant job at UC Riverside under Coach Garza there. We did well there. She ended up going to Fresno State. After that, I'm home. I'm married. I got 2 daughters. So, moving around isn't really something I want to do. I'm home and I enjoy being here. We got my parents. My parents still live in Rubidoux. My mother-in-law lives down the street. She just helped out with our daughters today. So we have a really good situation here. So I wasn't going to go and chase anything. Went back to Riverside City College for a couple of years, and then the Redlands job opened up, and been there for 8 years.
That's awesome, Coach. That's such a great story. And obviously you're in the right place at the right time at the U of R. Finally, Coach, last question for me is, winning the national championship, I know you're trying to enjoy it a little bit, but already looking ahead to next season. How do you feel like winning the national title is going to help in terms of recruiting and maybe, getting players that say, hey, I want to be part of that. Like, go back to back, get back to the World Series and win another championship.
Yeah, I think it's affected it a little bit. We have received some emails from transfers and things like that. We have put a big premium on making sure that our team culture, our team chemistry is the priority over our program. So winning a national championship is insane. It was amazing. A lot of things had to go right for us for it to happen. So it's never really the goal. And we'll take it when it comes. But at the same time, like I want to make sure that, that I'm enjoying myself when I go out to the field. And there's a group of young ladies who are going to get after it, work hard, play for each other. And so when dealing with transfers and things like that, maybe it's not the right way to do it, but we're going to continue doing it this way. We make sure that it's people who we want to make sure that want to be around our program and not just saying, hey, let's just take every single transfer that wants to come back home and things like that. we talk to their travel ball coaches, we talk to their college coaches, and ask the first question is, are they a good kid? Do they work hard? Do they get after it? Are there going to be any issues there? So that's going to be the priority over, hey, let's just kind of bring in everybody and continue to have the culture that we have right now. These last four years have been amazing, and I've just loved showing up, having a blast with these young ladies, and my coaching staff is amazing, and we've had the same coaching staff intact now for 3 years, I believe, with Caitlin being here for 4 years, Coach Andrew, who obviously you've met and kind of have that, we grew up together, so we're hanging out, just having a blast coaching softball. So that's going to be the priority. Again, it has it brought some more attention to our program, and obviously rightfully so. But we're going to make sure that the character piece is there before the talent piece. And again, it's not really, the goal isn't to go back to back. We're going to just show up every day, get to work, and then wherever the season takes us, that's where it takes us. But we're excited for these young ladies that we have coming in. We have a really good class coming in. We're excited about them. We do have a big class coming in. So right now, I think last year we had 5 freshmen, come into our program. This year right now, because we had such a big senior class, we have 13 incoming freshmen, and then we have 13 returners. So right now our team is split half and half, and we are currently still looking at some transfers to kind of fill in some spots that we're looking to fill in. And we're definitely excited for not just the class, but this group coming together here, because every team is different, right? Even though last year we had a good chunk of our team coming back, this year we have very talented players coming back, very talented players coming in. But the goal is going to be to make sure that we're going to do our best to mesh the way we have been in the last couple of years, and that's going to be on us as a coaching staff, our returning players, to make sure that they're abiding by the standard that we have set in place, and then we'll show up in September and get back to work.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a really special senior class this year, which is not a big shock that you guys won a national championship with them. Coach, congratulations, obviously, on a national championship. So much fun to see the Bulldogs on the national stage and getting all this attention. So congratulations. Thank you for jumping on the show for a couple minutes, and can't wait to see what you guys do next season.
Of course, man. I appreciate you. I've been following you for a long time, so definitely a thrill to be on. And man, come by one day, man. Come by and check out the team, and hopefully we'll have a nice banner out there for you to kind of look at and kind of go from there.
You know what? I have been to the Field of Dreams, but it's been a couple of years. I need to get back out there for sure, Coach.
For sure.
That's Jose Ortega, the head coach of the University of Redlands softball team, your D3 national champions, here on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.
That was a lot of fun. Really appreciate your time, Coach Ortega, and congratulations on such an awesome season out there at the U of R. All right, we're going to take another quick commercial break here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we've got details on the Arlington High School Hall of Fame class of 2026. We'll be right back here on the Inland Sports Show right after this.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and letterman's jackets. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands with Dr. Marcus Paulson. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist that you can trust. And Chick-fil-A in Ukaipa, right off the 10 freeway at Ukaipa Boulevard. Eat more chicken.
All right, we got to talk about the World Cup, man. As we go into the final week of group stage play, the USA, they've already won their group, man. Kings of Group D. And they still have to play Turkey on Thursday, but they've already won the group. They've already advanced to the knockout stage, the round of 32. So we know they will play a third-place team on July 1st in San Francisco. So I don't want to say the game on Thursday is completely meaningless against Turkey on Thursday at SoFi Stadium, but the U.S. already knows what's going to happen. They might play a lot of bench guys, so the USA is sitting pretty right now this week.
Yeah, I mean, of course, a lot of people are saying, well, it's an easy path. Nevertheless, for the U.S., this is good. They did what they were supposed to do, even without our best player, Pulisic, right? We didn't even have him. So it's kind of cool that maybe we'll get him back. Hey, you never know. You got to get into the dance to dance. And they've done that.
Yeah, you know what? If I could take a March Madness, take on the World Cup, I mean, maybe USA could be a Cinderella. You know what I mean? Like, again, they're kind of middle of the pack right now. Going into the World Cup, they were not the best team. They weren't the worst team. They were just somewhere in the middle, just trying to get to the knockout stage, which they, check that box. They've done that. They're on to the next round already. But can they make a Cinderella run and get to a World Cup championship match? I mean, it's never happened in the modern era, obviously, but this is a team that has shown a lot of potential in goal scoring through the first two matches.
For those who don't know, if the USA were to win the World Cup, it would basically be doing the impossible.
Have you heard of Miracle on Ice?
Yes.
Remember the hockey team beating the Soviet Union? And finally, the NBA draft will begin on Tuesday night and run into Wednesday as well. And Patrick, when you look at the last couple of years, we've had a couple first-round picks from the Inland Empire. They both came from Centennial High School. Jared McCain, who is now with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Carter Bryant, he went to the San Antonio Spurs. Well, we got another guy, Brayden Burries, from Roosevelt High School in Eastville. San Bernardino native, played at Riverside Poly and then Roosevelt High School in Eastville. He's probably going to go in the top 10 after playing his freshman season at the University of Arizona. He is that good, the complete package. So he's definitely going to be a lottery pick, probably in the top 10, man, for another one of our IE guys.
God, that is so cool, man. There is always an IE guy hanging around, and we have another one. We're always so proud of them, man. They grow on trees around here.
Dude, we talked about Jaelan Phillips. Carolina Panthers just signed a huge contract, one of the top outside linebackers in the game. We got a guy about to go in the NBA draft.
Inland Sports.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. That was me hanging out with my boy Patrick in the morning on KCAL 96.7 FM. We talk sports every Monday and Thursday morning. And also something special for the World Cup. Make sure you check out my World Cup recaps every weekday on KCAL 96.7 FM and COLA 99.9 FM. So if you're following the World Cup, check it out. It'll be on during the 9 a.m. and the 4 p.m. hour each weekday on KCAL and COLA, going over the latest at the World Cup. And, of course, a lot on Team USA, the Stars and Stripes, the red, white, and blue. 2-0 right now. They have already advanced to the knockout stage, right, to the round of 32, but they've got one more to go on Thursday against Turkey. But looking good right now for Team USA. All right, now we want to jump into the Arlington High School Hall of Fame. Man, they have had some legendary athletes and coaches come from Arlington High School, and their Hall of Fame class will be honored on August 29th, so that's kind of the start of the high school football season. They're going to play Ramona High School on August 28th. That's kind of like their Hall of Fame game, and then the ceremony will be that Saturday, that same weekend on Saturday night at Arlington High School. So we checked in with Dr. Tacey Duncan to get the official announcement on the class of 2026 for Arlington High School. Check it out on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. She is back as we talk about the newest class of the Arlington Hall of Fame. It is Dr. Tacey Duncan. And Tacey, great to have you back. We've talked about this before, all the great coaches and athletes that have gone through Arlington. So it's been kind of tough to get caught up and, who are you going to pick to go into the Hall of Fame class? But again, another star-studded class. And I think we're ready to unveil the names, aren't we?
Yes.
So go ahead. Let's start with the coach, because this guy, I mean, and I'll say this too, Arlington has been spoiled with legendary longtime coaches in multiple sports, and this guy's right at the top of the list.
Yes, we're excited this year to induct John Seidel. He's been at Arlington 28 years, just retired right after COVID in 2020. Over 507 wins, multiple CIF playoffs. Almost every team he ever coached went to the CIF. Great leader, positive teams, great experiences, solid programs, competitive, just the exact type of coach you would want for 28 years. So we're really excited to induct him this year as one of our Hall of Fame coaches.
Yeah, over 500 career wins. I mean, that's incredible. It's a short list of coaches who have reached that part. Okay, so he's going in as a coach into the Hall of Fame. I think there's, 2 female athletes in this class, correct?
Yes, 2 female athletes. We have Lindsay Crowell-Watts, who's currently a counselor at Gage Middle School, which is awesome. And her nephew is a senior at Arlington this year, and he was our athlete of the year, so the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So that's pretty cool that she's still connected and here in Riverside. But she was a 4-sport athlete, which is unheard of these days. Being successful in soccer, track and field, cross country, tennis, scholar athlete in all of them, over 10 varsity letters, 10 scholar athletes every season, well-rounded, just an amazing person in our district today, and super excited to have her as one of our female athletes going in.
And then the other one is Kim Langston, right?
Yep, Kim Langston, one of the first females at Arlington to ever make the all-county basketball team. Just a force to be reckoned with. Great in the shot put, track and field, went to the CIF finals the first time she ever threw, was runner-up. And just an amazing athlete at Arlington, and excited to have her go in as our second female athlete for the Hall of Fame.
All right, so the male athlete, and I know this guy is, a stud athletic director when I first met him, but Ed Luna, who was a stud football player for Arlington back in the day.
Yes, one of the greatest football players, went both ways, amazing on defense, won the maroon defensive helmet multiple times, all league, all CIF, like every award he could have won, team MVP, just an all around amazing player, went both ways. And he loves athletics and education, has been in it his whole life, has 2 master's degrees, currently working on his doctorate, was an athletic director for 15 years at Rubidoux High School, in the Sabata Hall of Fame, in the Riverside Sport Wall of Distinction. So just very well-known, passion for athletics, loves it, has been around it his whole life, played it, and now gets to give great experiences to student athletes as an AD.
Yeah, another one of those Arlington people that is just, not just big on campus at Arlington High School, but for the IE, for the city of Riverside, like some huge names.
Oh, and huge in track and field. Started the track and field meet that's still going today. A big time contributor with that. Loves it. Got involved in that heavily after football. So, yeah, just loves athletics and has been in it his whole life.
All right, Tacey, let's go now to the contributor. And this guy's resume for basketball is very long. I mean, he has accomplished a lot.
Yes, Steve Smith. We're really excited to induct him as our contributor. He's an athlete at Arlington as well. Just an amazing staple in the community. Has given back to Arlington. We started the Gold Summit a couple years ago where we have speakers come and do a kind of a professional development for student athletes, and he's come back and motivated them and talked about his career path and how you can stay in athletics, WNBA coach, CIF championship, state title. I mean, just a winning resume from day one. Just inspires kids, motivates them. You can get kids to run through a wall for him, and you see that in the results he produces. So it's just awesome to have a legendary athlete, coach, alumni, and have him going in as a contributor. He's given back to Arlington. And we're excited to have him as our contributor this year.
All right. And finally, the team of distinction. I know a couple years ago you had a CIF championship football team, but we're going to turn back the clock all the way to 1990, right, for the team of distinction?
Yes. Very excited about them coming in. Amazing coaching staff. Danny Ariano was part of that coaching staff, Jack Harrison, Ron Main, who we inducted last year, who unfortunately passed away last year, but was an athletic director at Norte Vista. Just amazing people have come through Arlington. Really excited about the team of distinction. The cool part about it is one of the team members of the team of distinction is the current assistant principal at Ramona, and we play Ramona that evening in the Battle of the Bell during the Hall of Fame announcement game. So he will be getting to be announced at halftime for the team of distinction while his students hear his name as we play Ramona. So the whole city's connected. It's amazing to be here and how everyone's connected, and I'm super excited about that as well.
I really like the fact that the Hall of Fame festivities, I'll say, is connected to a football game, especially when you're playing another in-city rival like Ramona, and there's that extra layer of connection, right, with the Hall of Fame and over there at Ramona High School. Tacey, we didn't say when this is, so when is the Hall of Fame? How can people go or get more information about this?
Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about the weekend we have planned for these amazing Hall of Fame inductees and their families. So we want to kick it off Friday night on August 28th when Arlington plays Ramona. And we're going to have a pregame dinner for their families and for some staff and for the Hall of Fame committee. We have a taco guy come out and we feed him in front of the pool area. And then they get to enjoy saved seats in the stands, watch half the football game. And then at halftime, they come down on the track, they line up. We have ASB involved. We have banners for them. They walk out, feel special, through a balloon arch, have their name and bio read, take pictures. It's a really cool night. They can choose to stay or leave after that. And then the next day they come to the Hall of Fame induction banquet, which is at our main gym on Arlington's campus. We choose to have it there for the nostalgia. They love coming back, seeing the banners in the gym. We decorate it really nice. We have a stage and curtains and tables and linens, and it's just a really cool event, and they love being back at Arlington's gym. So that is Saturday, August 29th, and it is on our website. It's on our Arlington Athletics Instagram. It's on our Facebook page. All of our inductees are well equipped with social media platforms, and they have it on their platforms as well. So Steve Smith has blasted it. Lindsay Watts has blasted it. So it's awesome that we're getting feedback from their pages as well. But you can go to our website, Arlington Lions Athletics, and there's a drop-down menu, and it says Hall of Fame. It has all of their bios, all of the people listed, the invitation, and how to use the QR code to purchase a ticket. Tickets are $45 to attend. And the price does increase as it gets closer, so get the tickets now. It is limited to only 200 guests. We are cutting it off. Last year, we had about 275. We had Gary Rungo go in, so that was an amazing year, and a lot of people came. But this year, we're cutting it off at 200, so they'll need to get their tickets early. And we're going to stop selling them about 5 days before. So August 24th or 25th, we'll be finished selling them and be ready to go for the 28th and 29th.
So the moral of the story is get in there early because it is popular. There's a lot of people that show up for this, and if you want to make sure you do have a seat, better just buy your ticket early and know that you're going to be in there. You're going to be the Arlington Gym on August 29th.
That's right.
All right. Well, Dr. Tacey Duncan, thank you so much for talking Arlington High School Hall of Fame. I know you've been at this for several years, and again, that list of former Lions is very accomplished, and I know it's tough to pick the Hall of Fame members each year, but man, another great class here in 2026.
Yes, we're super excited, and it's going to be here before you know it. We think we have time, but it'll be here right away. School starts August 10th, and then it's a couple weeks after that, so we're ready for it.
I know football season's almost here, so here we go.
Yep.
All right, that's Dr. Tacey Duncan with more on the Arlington High School Hall of Fame here on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.
All right, thank you for that, Dr. Duncan, and congratulations to the Arlington High School class of 2026. Some real good ones in there for sure. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Inland Sports Show. Thanks to Dr. Tacey Duncan, Jose Ortega, the softball coach at the University of Redlands, Rev football coach Kristian King, Jaelan Phillips, former Rev star now with the Carolina Panthers, for joining us here on the show. That'll do it. Make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you're a local business or an organization you'd like to help us share the positive sports stories here in the IE. Hit us up, inlandsportshow@gmail.com. God bless you guys. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. Good night.